I feel, and I don't know how you feel about this. I know we agree on a lot of the changes that baseball is making. Um, but I think baseball needs to stop sort of fucking around with shit and let the game be the game. And I'm going to get to all of the baseballs and humidors right now because I read 3 articles, one done by Ken Rosenthal and one other dude on The Athletic. And like Jose Abreu's expected home runs are 4 right now. I think he has 2. And I've seen a lot of hard hit balls. In fact, Reese McGuire hit one today that went all the way to the wall, had an expected batting average of 625, and traveled 368 feet, but didn't leave the park. It has been determined that when you put the ball in the humidors, and I don't know how much everyone knows about this, you probably know a little bit about it more than most people. But when you put a ball in the humidor and you have less humidity in the air when the ball comes out, it basically makes the ball contract and creates more drag on the ball.
Well, let's back up. The history of the humidor started in
Colorado and Arizona.
The thinnest air facilities, the most home run friendly ballparks, in an effort to help pitchers out and kind of even the playing field. Major League Baseball allowed those 2 facilities to put the baseballs in humidors, and slowly over time, I believe it was up to 9 different teams were using humidors last year. And now this year, for the first time ever, all 30 teams are using humidors. So I'm not sure where the thought process is behind that. It's funny because there's a larger story going on just in general about, how offense has been suppressed this year, and there's conspiracies about Major League Baseball is fucking with the ball, trying to suppress offense to hurt free agents next year, free agent position players versus free agent pitchers. Pete Alonso has gone on long diatribes about that, but I've heard people talk about the humidors, but I haven't heard people connect the dots, which seems like the easiest dots to connect. Like, the ball sucks this year. It's inconsistent. People are complaining about it. It was New York Mets pitcher Chris Bassett, of course, formerly of the.
That's why he's saying that's why people are getting hit.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing. The ball's been very inconsistent, is what he said. But the other part of that is everyone's using humidors for the first time, so of course offense is being suppressed. So, your point is, why the fuck is Major League Baseball, fucking around with the ball so much? Like, why can't they figure out like a consistent way to give us a consistent baseball? And maybe the humidor was their first ham-fisted attempt at creating a more uniform baseball, but clearly, letting the humidor happen in all 30 ballparks, then you should be more consistent then. But clearly, it is not.
No, and there's going to be a crazy flip to this, because right now, basically, all the baseballs are, for the most part, over most of the teams, because there's very little humidity in the air in most of these stadiums right now.
Mm-hmm.
The ball is all getting treated like the Rockies and Arizona.
Okay.
The flip side of that is when the humidity, when it does get humid and it's been sitting in a humidor that's only 70%, the ball is going to go out there and it's going to expand now versus contract, which makes it bouncier and travel further.
Well, and that's what I wonder. Are they going to adjust that? Can they adjust the humidity in the humidor? I don't fully understand what a humidor is.
You can totally adjust humidity in a humidor, but whatever they've put this decree down, then it's like 65 to 70 degrees, 70%
will they change
humidity
that with time when it does get more? Or are they that dumb that they don't understand that the ball's going to change at some point?
The question is, there's home field advantages. There's a uniqueness about baseball, about playing in home parks and all this stuff. And now you've basically, like, you keep changing the game, and we're enjoying, if you've got decent starting pitchers on your fantasy teams and on your ball club, you're enjoying like not very hard hit balls and lots of outs happening and good ERAs and all that. And like it was crazy. Like Kopech's ERA as a starting pitcher was 0.79 coming into today's game, but he was like 12th on the list.
Yeah.
Like years past, if you even after 3 games, if you had a 0.79 ERA, you'd probably be in the top 5.
Yeah, yeah, it's documented, and it's only 3 weeks, but the offense is severely down so far. And I mean, they're trying to attribute it to all sorts of things, weather and everything else, but it's clear the baseball is fucked up. So
Yeah, and it's like guys, just let the balls get to the park, let them sit where they normally sit in the normal temperatures, and let the guys go out and play the game.
yeah.
Like I don't know even if I agree with leveling the playing field in Colorado and Arizona to the point it's like pitch down. Like it's like the
Well,
shift. Like I'm in between about the shift happening and not happening. To me, the shift is a strategic move, and you and I have said it over and over again.
oh, yeah,
Like
you're
someone
opening
should,
Pandora's box now, but
somebody, if you're a major league hitter and the left side of the field's open, which the Sox, Yasmani Grandal has 2 hits this year because he hit it to the left side of the field when it was there. Like take advantage of it to make them not do the shift on you. But like,
I disagree with that, but I don't want to get into that today.
no, I'm just saying I'm in between on it, right? I'm torn on it, but it's a strategic move, and you do risk things by doing it.
I
But
think
maybe within the shift, maybe you shouldn't be able to have like a 4th outfielder, and everyone should have to stay on the infield.
can we
But
get back
whatever.
to humidors though?
But let's get back to humidors.
Thank
I
you.
think baseball, MLB, with all these changes, in an effort to try to apparently attract more people. Well, if you're bringing the offense down, you're not attracting people at the beginning of the season. And then what is going to happen? Because scientifically, and this goes back to one of those articles last year about humidity and the threads of the baseball, they're going to expand at it's more of a rapid rate because it goes from a controlled temperature, from a controlled humidity to something that is
Right.
just drastically different versus just sitting there and gradually adapting to the conditions to where the balls, I mean, guaranteed rate may have a home run record this year.
No. Yeah, I mean, they'll have to make up for how few home runs have been hit there so far, but I guess we'll see. I think it speaks more to baseball's incompetence, where I think they're just throwing shit at the wall. They thought they could make things more consistent by giving everyone humidors, but they've ruined the baseball to the point where all the players are livid about how inconsistent the ball is now. It really comes down to the baseballs are handmade still, which is hilarious. In 2022, they do not have an automated system to build baseballs. They are handmade still, hand stitched, and everything, which inherently leads to inconsistencies, and that is what pitchers like Chris Bassett are railing against and are blaming for players getting hit in the head. So beyond the offensive suppression, the dangerosity, whatever that word is, that's a place where things could get very serious for Major League Baseball and exposing their incompetence. There's a lot more to this. I haven't done a ton of research. Those are just my thoughts off the top of my head. I think this is something we need to talk a lot more about, and I'm kind of surprised it's not being more talked about across the league. You found those 3 articles, but I think it's gonna be talked a lot, especially as we get into the warmer months, as we see the humidity change and everything. What the opposite effect might be. So I think that's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting though that all these articles have come out in the last 48 hours. So it's something that is topical and gaining steam. So we will have to see.
Steam, well played.
Yes, the ball will be steamy.
Word Hole Media.